All answers are given face to face. Imagine a beautiful door right in front of you. Speak loud and clear. Who is coming through? Can you imagine seeing a beautiful door in front of you?
Yes.
Can you describe the door for me, please?
It's a very, very big door in two halves with a big handle in some golden color. And it's really big. It's so tall.
And when you say tall, like how many meters or how many feet would that be?
I
One
don't
story?
I don't even see the top of the door. It's very,
Oh, wow.
very, it's tall.
And that door is going to open. And when the door opens, I want you to tell me which way the door opens. Does it open in or does it open out?
It's going in.
And there's two doors there, double doors that are opening for you. Is that correct?
Yes, both parts open automatically. I don't need to use the handle.
Ah,
Just
beautiful.
open. Yeah.
What do the doors seem like they're made of before you pass through?
I suppose it's wood, but I'm not sure. It's very shiny, very it's glimmering and shiny. It's
Beautiful.
it's like almost solid white light.
Oh, amazing. So I'd like you to go ahead and pass through the doors and tell me what it's like as you walk beyond the threshold.
I am in a room with two other doors leading out from the room, opening outwards. It's not that big room. It's strange because the door was so enormous, but the 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 room is empty. No, there is a little bench in, in against one of the walls, and then I see two doors. One in a very light blue color, and
Ah, very nice. And then, so the doors, are they next to each other or on the opposite sides of the room or on the other side of the opposite wall?
no, it's on the same wall, but they have a little distance between them, about 4 or 5 yards or something like that.
And so you say one door is blue and the other door is.
White.
And very good. I'd like you to go ahead and have a seat on the bench. And you may have to wait there for a moment, but I believe someone's going to come and they're going to escort you to where you need to go first in order of importance. What is the bench like as you sit there?
It's feel very soft, but it's made out of some silvery metal, but is some cushioning on.
Excellent. Do you feel like you're meant to sit on that bench?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
waiting for someone to come. I
excellent.
someone
And
told they are coming soon.
very good. And I want you to just look at yourself. Put your hands in front of your face and just look at your whole body and tell me what you look like, your form.
Oh, I'm I'm almost transparent. I can oh I can see the molecules in my arms moving. Oh,
So you're in your light body then, would you say?
I think so because it's when I try to see my feet, they are not so outlined. They are almost in a white light, and I've seen this before, and I have been in this form before.
Beautiful. And just look straight up in the room. What does the ceiling look like?
Oh, there is no ceiling. I can see the space, the outer space.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah, million of stars. It's really nice.
Beautiful. And
Some
as you just,
someone
okay,
is
go ahead.
someone is coming through the blue door.
Ah, beautiful. And as they come through, and before they get all the way close to you, I want you to just give me a quick descript of what they look like or feel like or whatever description you may have.
Uh, They're tall, slender, very slender, and they move almost like they're floating. Very, I can see they have legs under a very long robe down to the floor, and they are almost floating forward, and they are smiling, and they are so beautiful. And there is one taller than the others, and they are approximately, oh, at least 8 or 9 feet high. Really lovely being.
Beautiful. And uh,
I,
and
I,
do you,
I'm
do you
standing
stand?
up. I'm
Oh, very
standing.
good.
Yeah, I'm going forward to meet them and greet them.
Excellent.
Oh, they put their hands on my shoulder, one each, and the energy is flowing through all of my being, all of me. Oh, we connect so nice.
Excellent. And from that energy as it flows through you, what impression that you get of who they are? Let the love flow through you. Who do you perceive them to be as you connect with them?
They are they are pure in their mind. They are so full of knowledge, and they are so they can pick up everything. They
Excellent.
they have oh, they are smiling at me. They say, "We know why you are here, and we wanted to meet you to help you in your achievement." They say they want to try to answer as much as they can because they know that we are here to get answers, and they welcoming all, they're welcoming us all. They, oh my God, that feeling is so overwhelming, and so it feels like so. I feel as I'm coming home.
Excellent. And take a long, slow, deep breath and feel that energy coursing through your body, especially through your stomach area. Know that you can be healed instantaneously just with the thought. And are they escorting you through the blue door, or are they where or what's going on? What's
No, we're just standing here now, and
oh, very good.
they're taking my hand. They're both taking one hand each, and we are standing there like we're waiting for something else.
Okay. And are they familiar with what you're doing? Do they know? Are they familiar with Hank? Because I'm asking the questions. Do they know that we're how that is working?
Yes, they are familiar with your attempt, they say,
Okay.
and they are familiar with our energies,
Okay.
and we have been in we are in contact with them constantly.
Is this the exact same energy of these beings? Do you recognize them from before, these light entities?
The feeling is the same almost, but not not the manifestation of them is not exactly the same.
Oh, very good. And shall we, let's just first, like we always do, ask if they have anything to share from the beginning with everyone who's listening.
No, not at this exact moment. They just
Okay,
want to assist us.
very good.
And
I
now
think,
they're starting to move towards the white door.
very good.
And they're
And
holding my hand and leading me there.
oh, good, good, good.
It's not a white door, it's made of silver,
Beautiful.
but it's shining white because
And
of
are you going to,
because of the light in the room is white, so it's reflecting that light.
before you go through the door, can you ask them what is the place, this place that you're in, either what dimension that you're in, and how is it that you could actually see the stars above you, just to get a little bit of information.
They're just showing this place to make sure that we understand that there is no boundary, there is no
Understand.
there is no roof, there is no room, there is no it's just
Symbology.
yes. We
Okay.
need when we transcend to this place we need to have this just not to lose ourselves in a lot of feelings because it can be very overwhelming to visit this vibration.
What
So
le-
they put up this just for us. But we're doing work in different communities, and they are part of them, and so are we, the entity of Hank. The different aspects of Hank is working with them also.
Excellent.
And we are on a mission to spread knowledge, and we are a mission of healing the lower vibration of to not be able to take hold of our reality. They want us to free our minds from the lower vibration. It's so easy to let different energy take hold on us and stop us in our development. Oh,
Beautiful. And as you were headed toward that door, what does the doors represent? Any and all of the doors, what do they represent?
they say it's the door to the library of knowledge, the library of understanding and insight.
Oh, very good. And so, are you
I
ready to go?
I ask them to permission to enter, and they say of course. And they open the door and take me through the doorway now. And my God, this is big. My God, this is big. Ooh, this. It's just an enormous space, and it's little dark, but they turning the lights up. It has no end.
Ah, very good. And go ahead and I'll just thank them for
I do think that,
very good.
and they standing beside me on each side of me and pushing me a little forward. And they ask me, or they tell me, just go on, take whatever you need to understand. You have free access to all the knowledge that are connected to the source.
Ah, very good. Well, we had so I what I'd like you to do is to get the understanding in the room of the feelings that you have and how um, the particular people on earth, how their feelings and their emotions are different than maybe others. And of course, we don't have to go through that. There's only one and that whole thing. Just how is it different on the planet Earth? Because we're asking particularly about the planet Earth because that's where we're focused at, and we know we're focused in other places. But this particular communication is coming from the Earth. I know they know that already, but I like to be clear. So,
They're showing this. They they want to tell us that you need to understand there is no boundaries for your possibilities and your extension. I have a little trouble hearing that. Wait.
and take a
Oh,
look.
I understand. I understand. They say
Okay.
they say it's so important for us to understand that we are not disconnected and have never been disconnected from all of this. We say knowledge, but in a way, it's the knowledge is the same that realize that love is is the that link us together, and not the love that you have between a man and a woman on your planet. It's just on a totally different level. There is no such thing as unconditional love on your planet, even if you try to say that sometime. But there is that kind of energy and love here, and you will all reach that level if you just let go of every lower vibration that's holding you back. It's the most important for any human, any living creature, they said, on this planet to get Rid of that lower vibration that holding your ascension back.
Well, how are we going to do that on the planet? How there's information there in that place? How?
Just
As
look,
long as we're in a physical form, how? That's, I'm sorry.
just look and listen inside. Try to stop all shattering that you get through media information in all the way you are now receiving information. Stand still, not literally stand still, but stop. Stop it in your way of thinking and stop in the way of living that are not helping you. You just keep giving your more restrictions, more energy of holding back what you really need to focus on. And what you need to focus on is to accept the fact that there is so much more to see and feel and understand. The only thing we want you to do is look inside, be silent, and listen with your heart. That's the only way you can do it.
And how is it possible that people are able to do that and so many people are not able to do that? And what is it going to take in order to allow people to do that when we have such a opposition, such
There's
a
still a lot of you that need to accept the fact. There's still a lot of you holding on to fear, as we have said many times before. Fear is the most bounding thing that you have on your planet. Fear and hatred.
but there seems to those who seem to be running the planet are familiar with that, and they make sure that we're flooded with it at all times, 24/7. How do we get what is it going to take for us to be able to get beyond that? Because there's lots of people who truly have a desire to get beyond it.
There's only one way. Stop listening to them. And when you all stop listening to them and use your own feeling and intuition, that possibility they have had to now is not longer possible for them to use as control of the masses. The more of you that say, no, I don't want that, no, I don't believe that, I will not listen to you, I will listen inside of me, then they are talking for deaf ears. And that's what you need to achieve, but they are still holding a firm grip on many of you, or in not only where you reside in your countries, all over the planet. And there's a small group trying to create different scenarios to keep us back and not to listen to ourselves and not to turn inside to the unlimited, unlimited space that we have access to if we just decide to connect back to that reality again. You have been here before, many of you, and you realize when you manifest on this planet, you're coming in a state with an empty mind to gain knowledge. But the knowledge you have gained is not for you, is not with your best in mind. It's used for the elite or the ruling elite to keep control on power, but they're losing that power. They're losing it and will not be able to hold on to that for any longer time period. That time is over. That time is past. You have to go inside. You have to back out. You have to stop listening to corporate media. Uh, you have to stop listening to all the fear monger out there. And we are helping with this, spreading energy over your planet and your your solar system and the whole of the galaxy. There's a layer of a higher vibration energy settling down, and for every day, hundreds, thousands of people turning their back on the elite and the governments and say that is not for us, and we love to see that going on. We can understand that you think it takes a long time, but you have to understand that it's you that has to do this. There is no entity or ET or anything coming down to fix this for you. It have to come from inside of you, from your true heart, from your true heart.
We're talking not talking about well, I in this particular moment now, we're not. I'm not talking about any extraterrestrial or anyone else coming to do anything, because we know that we're nothing but energy condensed into mass, and that we're connected with the energy of the entire universe. And so you say the energy that you're sending down, or that we're beseeching or calling into our higher self, into our hearts, or projecting from our hearts, is what's going to change the paradigm here on the planet. Is that what you mean?
That's exactly what we mean. We're talking
Oh,
not for you that are already enlightened and in higher frequency. We're talking to the masses that still have to let go of deception. They need to let go because it can only change from within you.
excellent. I just wanted to make sure I put it into words that everyone can understand. Because I felt that I mean I listened to what you said, and you said the energies are coming down, or that you're spreading the energy throughout this entire solar system, and then those who are receiving that energy and recognizing it are then uh, projecting it out through their hearts, and then helping raise the energy level of everyone else, which is basically what will collectively help us to get beyond where we are right now with the low vibration.
That is
And
a
so
correct perception of what's going on. And that is why so many of you are choosing in this moment of time to do different work, and there are being born into your reality, has been born into your reality with a higher frequency and higher knowledge, and we know no lack of memory from what is important, and they are trying to heal you, they're trying to open your heart, and that is what's going to change drastically, drastically.
as we keep receiving this, as we keep receiving the energy that's coming in, we keep projecting it out. That's why the very first thing that I asked was how important are our emotions, and what is it? Is there anything special about the human emotion that maybe people who are listening to this aren't familiar with, and they could actually use their emotions in a way that would help bring about the collective desire to come from under the elites and the state that the planet and this solar system is in.
The humanity's emotion is unique in many ways, but they are also the biggest possibility that's known. It's a possibility to use that emotion in good. Even in your worst time, you can use that for good. Even when you feel as slow as possible. Just understand that it's just for getting you another level of emotion and understanding, but you can still spread that to others, that nothing is going to hold back our ascension, even though I'm not feeling the best now. But even grief can be a positive thing. Even sorrow is a positive thing. You have to embrace that you have the ability for these feelings and see them as a gift, and don't let that hold you back.
Those emotions of sorrow and grief, what can be motivation to be better, feel better.
Yes, to change the way you are acting, to change the way you're perceiving your surroundings and your environment.
In this space that you're in, could it go into more detail about the how the uniqueness of the human emotion, please? What makes it unique?
There is many places in your galaxy, they are very high developed in form of technology and that kind of knowledge, but they are lacking in that kind of feelings and emotion that you have. That is also the biggest strength you have as humans. This has developed through many both natural and uh, other things done to your DNA, the way you are created, and you are the closest of entities to the source in in the area where you received in this galaxy, and you're getting closer and closer to get access to that energy, that light, that understanding, and you are unique in that way.
Um, so you're saying that the emotions that we have, uh, uniqueness of the human emotion that we have, is what connects us to source or makes us closer to source in a sense than the average in the solar system. Is
That's
that correct?
exactly what we're saying. Your ability to have this emotion is what's connecting you back to the source. You are so close related to that source, but you have not understood that before and have not really seen it for what it is. There are many extraterrestrial beings where you should perceive as totally emotionless, but very high in knowledge. But
Understood.
you can use your emotion for the very best of you and everyone else that you are connected with. So use it wisely and use it with your heart. It's very difficult to say exactly in a technical way how you do this because you all are unique, unique in the way of perceiving and unique in the way of expressing. And that's also a strength because you can then connect to so many more of you on this planet you are now manifested on. And you have to understand that the planet in itself is also not a thinking being, but emotional energy. So when you're hurting yourself, you're hurting the planet, and you're hurting so much more in the universe. Everything resonates through all of this universe. Therefore, it's so important for you to hold on the perception of the highest intention of keeping you in the level of love is
Very good.
so, so important for you to have the highest intention for all of you, not only for individuals.
Beautiful. And with that said, I when you it's you hear people or you hear it said that the earthlings um, are very young species or whatever. Do they mean in terms of being fresh from source and not and with that said, before you answer, please, does that mean that the entities that have lowered their vibration in order to physically manifest on the planet Earth, and even for this blink of time, even if it's been a million years, would they be some of the most powerful uh, and maybe the powerful energies that have just recently come from source, and that's why the connection is still so incredibly strong, as opposed to entities that have left or that have seek sort of I know I'm putting a linear spin on this, but that's the only way we can describe it. You say some entities have lots and lots of technology and lots of advancement in terms of understanding and information, but whereas we're more emotional and you say closer to source, and so that makes me think when you hear of the fallen angels, whereas we're just recently have sort of disconnected ourselves from source or illusionally disconnected ourselves from source in order to manifest into a physical earth, and that's why we are full with so much emotion and then in your words so closer to source or connected with source. Does that make any sense at all? Are you following that line of thought that I'm trying to present here?
Yeah, but you have never lost your connection to source.
Yes,
You
that's
have,
understood. We know
but
that
when
for sure.
when you are when you were manifested into this reality and this density, you have lost the knowledge of the connection to the source because you are also on a mission, and your souls have been on this mission to collect information, feelings to this, we can say source, but it's a form of energy that are receiving everything that's going on. It's like an enormous library where everything is collected, and,
Understood.
and your souls have been manifested in many different way, in many different form, for many hundreds of thousands of years for some of you. So your souls are not new. Your souls have been forever and will be forever. But now, when you're manifested here, you had a task where you know now completely almost finished with. So now you have to help yourself to reconnect again. And
So does it, I'm sorry.
you can do that. You have that possibility.
So does it take a certain mature soul to have what it takes to physically manifest on the planet Earth and go through this veil of amnesia to complete this task? That wouldn't you say that the in order to come here, we would have to be extremely advanced uh, to be able to do this energetically?
We can say that you decided to manifest here. You all have that high frequency. You all have it inside you because you are all advanced. But we want to say that you manifest here to keep gathering understanding into the library of the source. You have had done this for a long, long time now. But if you think backwards linearly. You have not been in this form for more than about 100,000 years now, as a, you call it Homo sapiens,
Ah, very good.
but your souls have been here before, co- collecting in different area, different frequency, and different levels to put that into the enormous resource of this of the source. Some of you call it God, God source. It's all the same.
Understood. So we were here maybe millions of years ago, but not necessarily in a Homo sapien physical corporeal body. Is that correct?
Yes, because the Homo sapiens body has not existed for that long.
Oh, very good.
But
Very good.
but you have to understand that even the first human species or uh, humanoid on this planet had all the knowledge that you have about what is important, not the knowledge of your technology, because they didn't have any use of that, but it's developed just to be able to collect all of the knowledge of that into the source. So now it's time for you to connect back to the source, and you have to understand that you are not in any way disconnected. The only thing that disconnects you is that you're holding on to the thinking of I as a singular being. And of course you are a singular being, but you have to acknowledge that you are also connected to all living energy, not only on your planet, but in your solar system and the whole of the universe. It's so
To the dream.
important for you to understand that you are still connected, but you don't have the ability to see it because your senses also prohibit you to that, because you can't see it with your eyes, you can't feel it with your hands, you can't hear it with your ears, you can't taste it with your mouth. So when you get rid of that thinking that I need to be able to touch it, to believe it, and understand it, that helps you with your extension.
Very good. So we're going to have to feel it with our heart and with our emotions, the truth of who and what we are, and that's what this ascension process is about. And we're already, I wrote it in my book. Go out. It says go out and experience everything, and then bring it all back to source. And so we're on our way back to source with this information and knowledge and experience that we've gathered. And I'm
Yes,
so excited about this session. I'm excited about having access to this space, and I'm a little happy the way my mind works right now. So, thank you, thank you, thank you.
you are
Um,
more than welcome to access this through us, and we will try to assist you in the best way possible now. But as we said before, reconnect to reality, not to what you see. Reconnect to the knowledge of what your resources is on this planet, not to explore them, but to be a part of them, be a part of everything that's around you. Don't be disconnected from it, be a part of it. Go and hug a tree. Go and tell the tree that you love them. And but only if you really feel that this is what I want to give now. Then it's coming from your inner source that are in connection with the source. So you put it in a very good way. We try to put it in as good and understandable way that we can.
We are very grateful. And so I had other inquiries or other questions that I'd like to bring forward now, not since we're in this space with this so much amazing information. Um, Before we began this conversation, Lars and I were in a not a heated conversation, but we have pretty intense conversations before we decide to go in, and we're always sort of discussing what we're going to bring forward, which of course is probably, of course, why you brought us here to this place with so much information. We were speaking about archangels and labels. You know, say for instance, we done a session before and they came forward. They said they were Pleiadians. Then the other one said that they were Andromedans. Then they said they were Orions. And now we're here, and these two beautiful entities come out and they bring us to this space. But in particular, archangels, anytime that Lars has ever gone into deep meditation himself to connect, they say, "Who else do you think you're talking to?" or what have you. But there's so many people that I consider pretty valid channelers. We're not the only ones who have access to this, of course not, that speak to what they would say an archangel. Could you, and not in the biblical sense, but in terms of the, basically, an archangel, from my understanding, is a high vibrational energy entity, just like yourselves, that is bringing information to the planet to help in this or ascension process through their loving energy. And so, such as Archangel Michael and Uriel and Gabriel, and there's so many. There, you know, mainstream Orthodox speaks about three, but the this community that we're dealing in speaks about many. Could we connect with that particular energy of the that considers itself Archangel Michael, or even Sananda or Jesus in this moment? Can those entities come forward? And of course, we know there's only one, but we're talking about before we get back to source, before we get back to oneness, the ones that are helping the planet, or just the energy that presents itself that way to people. Can we bring them forward to communicate with, please?
Sure.
Excellent. First, Archangel Michael, which every time I hear a message from him, I don't know, for me, it sounds so, and I always resonate with it. It's just the way, I don't know why, I just do. And so,
Yes. And we want you to we want to say this, that they are not wrong labeling, but the labeling is from your side, not from our side.
I know, just like I'm labeled Hank, and he's labeled, the other gentleman we're with is labeled Lars. We
Exactly.
need them to distinguish.
We need the labeling to distinguish between the different level of frequency, between the different level of vibration, and we sometimes present ourselves as being archangels, and that is for some of you giving you a good feeling on the validity of the message that's coming. So it's not a bad thing to do that. It's the right thing to do. As soon as you resonate with this and you feel it's giving me something, it's giving me feelings, it's giving me emotions, it's giving me knowledge, then it's the right thing to do and not the wrong thing to do. But
Understood.
also many of you hold on to the belief in religions. But you have to understand religion is something you are born into, and it has changed over the time of humanity. So many thousands of uh, things have changed through humanity. You have worshipped gods in many ways and in many religions, but some still keeping that labeling going on. And the labeling you're doing now is rather modern. It's not an ancient labeling. Before they maybe called us Thor or something like that, because that was what they hold into their belief systems. It has no importance at all, but it's making you feel that you can more resonate with the information you are given, and that's a
Oh,
good thing.
understood. Very good. So this is a particular, um, and so I would say the energy of these entities who, like I said, they're sharing and spreading unconditional love on the planet, and they're giving messages to the people individually in their channelings or whatever, and they're always positive, loving messages. What about? Um, I just recently heard a channeling where they said Archangel Michael, and then he had a particular light ship that he was in, and they said that he was the a captain, and the commander was Sananda or Jesus, and then they were speaking about Ashtar. No, Ashtar was the commander, and then he started naming different archangels and Metatron who had their own individual light ships. Um, so our Ashtar, they call it the Ashtar Command. And that are, you say there are ETs and extraterrestrials who are also sending their energy and light entities. What is the Ashtar Command and the Galactic Federation? Since I figure we're in this place with all this information, it has the information about all these different perceptions that people are bringing forward in channelings and what have you. And so here's our opportunity. I really would like to Ashtar, I'll just Ashtar of the Ashtar command and these light ships that they're speaking about. What validity do they have? And then I'll not just invalidate them. I'm not trying to invalidate them, or why are they projected in the way that they are with the light ships? So just any information that you could share, please, and whatever it takes for Lars to get this information, I'd be very appreciative if you could help.
We have no knowledge about that labeling. We are familiar with that labeling, but we cannot resonate with that because, as we have said before, there is one source, one source alone. And when they try to put that perspective of what they're saying, they try to enhance it unconsciously and consciously, sometimes just to make it feel and be perceived as more valid than other messages. But there is no form of what you call it, galactica.
Galactic Federation. So basically, what you're saying that every single person else is wrong, and only what you're saying is right, and
No,
that's just what people
no,
are going to.
no, 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 no. That's not what we're saying at all. They are totally right in their messages, but in the way they put it forward can sometimes be altered. But they are not wrong what they're saying. If they perceive it as this, and if they are picking it up like that, it's right and true for them, and that's nothing wrong in that. If you're having the highest intent in your heart when you do this. But what we say, we're working all together. We can work in groups. We can work in community as we usually do. And we can visit your planet. We can visit any place in this universe by different methods. We can use manifestation of spacecrafts. And
Yeah, understood.
often we do that on your planet when we want to show ourselves, because if we are manifesting in a different frequency, you will not perceive us. So therefore, sometimes we manifest it in a solid, hard craft, or sometimes in just pure light.
Okay. Oh man,
But they are not
my
wrong.
my technology might go out on us. I'm praying that it doesn't. It's very at the end. Um, I am very thankful and I feel blessed for this information. And just in case we just drop off here because the screen went dark, I can still see you, but it's at the little red line. And even though it's plugged in, I don't know if it will keep. Maybe you guys can send us a little bit more energy here, if possible, to keep the connection. Um,
As
because it did.
as long as it's necessary to keep going, you are going to keep going.
Okay. So, say for instance, you said in spaceships. Now,
Yes.
Lars has had literal extraterrestrials face to face come with three fingers and opposing thumb, or two fingers and opposing thumb, literally grab him by the hand and communicate with him. And they're on ships. They're in high vibration and they're on ships. And it's happened several times. There's just a group of people who are calling this particular group the Galactic Federation because they're here in our galaxy and they're doing this work. Earlier, you said that there were entities, and you just said in ships just now, moments ago. So
Yes, that
being
is
able,
why we say it is a valid information they're putting
okay,
out. It's valid. It's okay. It's right.
okay, but I don't, and so that's why I ask about particular names. I mean, we're corporeal. We're corporeal. There's polarity here, so that's the only way we can distinguish between. I mean, the way that we're distinguishing. It's not the only way, but the way we're distinguishing in the physical bodies. So
That's the way we choose to distinguish it.
yes, and then well, we also spoke about the sphere beings. I mean, and you went when we asked for information about them. A lot of information was given about them. They were in huge. Well, they were actually spheres, light entities themselves that were uh, taking a sort of blocking the energy from the sun, or not. Blocking is not the word. Making sure that the energy didn't hit the planet so hard to where it would hurt us.
Yes,
I don't
of
know what
course, we have taken on different tasks in this community, what you can call them, galactic, what you said, galactic
Federation.
federation. That's
Make
that's not the wrong labeling. Maybe we're not using that labeling. We are
understand.
talking of councils uh, or communities when we're talking with you. But of course, you are individual, and you can all have different tasks. You can work in bigger group of thousands of individuals, but you're still connected, and you can work as a singular being, but you're still connected. But all this
Yes,
is taking place for many of you in an unconscious state of mind because you still have very hard to see and connect back to the knowledge, back
understood.
to the energy. But there's nothing wrong with labeling as long as you hold a higher attention in your heart. That is
Okay,
the only thing that are demanded back from source. Have the higher intent in your heart.
well, thank you very much for that. This has been one of the best sessions I think so far. I know I had in my heart. I was like, if we can get some new and some more, and I like it when sometimes I feel like I have to be sort of aggressive to really try and get my point across or what have you. But I notice if I don't, then I can't really drag it out of you. And I almost feel like I have to drag certain things out of you. And I enjoy it, obviously, or wouldn't. And I don't mind because you show up for us every time. And we're very thankful for that. And I just really do like to validate some of the other channelers that are out there because they're working hard, 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 and they have a huger audience than I do, or audience that I could tell that I have, and so, or that we have. And so,
Yes, and they're doing also a very great job in
excellent.
helping to release the lower vibration in your reality, and they're doing a great job.
Thank
There
you. We
are still entities out there with not the highest attention in their heart when they're doing things. And that is something we would like to eliminate, but we will not eliminate that in a harsh or aggressive way. It is just going to fade away in the same tempo that you're receiving a higher frequency individually and in the collective. Then you will know when sometime when someone's not having the higher attention in front of them, because that is the only thing that is demanding from the source. If you're not holding the higher attention and attention in your heart, you will not be able to collect anything. If you're holding on to the lower frequency, the lower vibration, there is where you will find yourself.
very good. Do no harm.
Exactly. That's
All
the
right.
only thing. That's the law of the universe, universal law of universe and love. Do no harm. Have the highest attention into your mind or heart.
Excellent. And the very last thing that I would just like to bring up before we bring Lars out of this, I just feel like I know you said the computer will stay connected even though it's gone blank and it's dark a little and the whole 9 yards. The light entities that show up, the red light entities that shown up the other session, the past sessions we've been doing, Lars says he's been actually physically with his naked eye seeing them streak through his place. Even today, he said he saw them, and he feels like there's a really strong presence there that's trying to give him some information. Uh, is there is does he? I know. Could you just elaborate on the those? My questions get so long and they start splintering. I apologize.
We know what you mean
Okay,
and
go
what
ahead.
your attention is. And yes, they are there to boost him because he is doing a rather hard form of work in a very high frequency and a high vibration, and he need as a manifested individual on your planet this enhancement of his
Very good.
energy. You can't get all of the energy out of your food. You need enhancement.
Oh, very good. And he thought the other day he was sort of worried about the information that he was giving out about the science and the different technology, and the probability that someone had either watching him or following him and had been taking pictures. Are those tricks of his mind, or we figured we're being monitored, but just to give a little bit of reinsurance. However,
You have to understand that all of your light workers are in some kind of form monitored because there are fear among the elite that they are losing their uh, their powers, so they try to monitoring what's going on, but they are not able to keep up because it's going on in all over the universe, your galaxy, your planet system, on the sun, on every planet. It's going on changes, and it's almost like a rebirth of your planet. So they are not able to keep up what's going on. and they soon is out of that area. They are they are, so to speak, digging their own graves. And
Understood.
we're not saying that they are going to die, but they are going to receive knowledge of what they are doing is futile. And when they eventually pass over, they will access and see what they were holding on. And it was certainly not with the biggest, biggest interest for mankind or humanity that they have in mind.
How is it that they're able to actually murder and kill people who come forward um, with information? Um,
As
and
in,
then,
as individual, you can take
yes,
that choice. You can, even you can decide to do that, and nothing can stop you. But when you're murdering someone, you have not ended that energy's life cycle because it's infinitive. It's there
we
forever.
understand. Yes, that's understood. So, say for instance, myself or Lars, we can be actually murdered by the elites by this work that we're doing.
Yes, but you have to understand that you are also protected from totally destructive energies because you are doing a work that are needed to be protected, that are needed to be put forward. As many of you other light workers out there, you are you are under protection, but there can always happen something. We can't control everything, and we are not even allowed to control everything. We try to not to interfere in other way than keeping the surroundings where you are uh, now in this manifestation as safe as we can. We're keeping a ring of energy around you that make you are not picking up on the bad energy, and that's a form of protection that make you more secure and more aware. So it's not so easy to, can we say, sneak up on you. You will you
Understood.
will
Under-
you will see it long before it's happened.
Excellent. Okay, that was it, and that was excellent. That was excellent. Um, it'll for those who listen in who are doing light work. Um, we like for them to hear that and know that it's not just Lars and myself, but all of you light workers who are out there who are bringing the truth forward and with the best intent for all of humanity and for this entire universe, not just your individual selves and what you can gain by either wealth or um, so or fame.
Yes,
So,
keep the higher intention in your heart, and you're doing nice work out there. Many of you doing nice work out there. You're doing that in so many different area, and some of you are not even sure in what you're doing is for the higher attention, but you will be aware if you're losing the path you're on. You will be aware of that. And it's so nice to see this going on. From our perspective, you are closer than you have ever been before in that life form you are manifested in now. And we send
excellent.
all love back to you and want. He has some trouble with his voice box.